How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to make this LED sign. You can make this for your favorite sports team or whatever else you have in mind. But if you want to see how this is made, stay tuned and I'll be glad to show you. To get started with this project, I'm going to be using a polycarbonate sheet, which is 93 thousandths of an inch thick. And since it's not that thick, I can't really go that deep. So I'm only going 1/32 of an inch into it with a 1/32 inch bit set up in my router here. Now, one thing I do want to note is that I mirrored the image, which is going to allow me to have a rough back and a smooth front. You'll see what I'm talking about later if you don't understand what I'm talking about right now. But let's go ahead. Everything's all set up to carve. Let's go ahead and get started. So with the X-Carve hard at work in the basement, I can go ahead and start working on the box portion of this project. And for that, I'm just going to be using some scrap 1x2s that I have laying around. These are all just pine. And what I want to do is go ahead, head over my table saw where I can cut these up to the correct size. Now that I have all the pieces for the frame and the box cut, I can go ahead and start the assembly process. For the frame, I'm just going to use glue, and then for the box, I'm going to use glue and brad nails. And once I had that piece of plywood cut out, I went ahead and sanded all the corners so that it fits into here nice and neat. And then from the front view, it just looks like a piece of plywood's going all the way across. Everything looks nice and good. Now you don't want to glue that plywood in yet. You want to wait a little bit, and you want to go ahead and take this box and you can glue it. Just make sure that your plywood still fits on the back part and you don't accidentally do it the wrong way or anything like that. So since this isn't done drying yet, I'm just gonna go ahead and glue it with the clamp on. Since there's no point in waiting for this to dry and then glue it on, it's all gonna be the same thing. So at this point, everything is all glued up, and what I can do now is go ahead and take this outside. I want to paint everything black, including this back cover, but I still don't want to attach this yet. So I'm going to leave this off just for now, and we can go ahead and paint both of these black. So here's a look at it from the front side. Now the reason why I carved it on the back was that so the front is nice and smooth. I still have this plastic layer on it too that I need to peel off, but I'm not gonna take that off until I go ahead and cut this down to the exact size over at my table saw. So this is all set to go. We can go ahead and set this aside for now, get back to building the box upstairs, and then we'll come back to this in a little bit. And now's a good time where I can go ahead and take my polycarbonate piece and cut it down to size on my table saw. So at this point, everything is painted and all set to be assembled. The first thing I want to do is drill a hole in the bottom. Now I should have did this before I painted it. I just slipped my mind and I forgot to do it. So I did it afterwards. It's just a small 1/2 inch hole. That's gonna allow me to run my LEDs through there and then light up the whole thing. So what I want to do after I have that hole drilled in it is I can go ahead and take my polycarbonate piece and glue it right on in. And once you have your panel glued in, you can go ahead and take your LEDs, feed them through the small hole, and then start wrapping it around inside. Now that I have the LEDs in place, I can go ahead and take my back cover and put that on. There's a few different options you have here. You can either get a really snug fit to the point where it just clips in, and then if you want to like prop it up on a shelf or something in your room, you can do that. Or you can use magnets, so then you can take it off and remove it. But if you're gonna hang it on the wall, then I would recommend attaching something to either the solid box area. I wouldn't use it on the back piece unless you're gonna glue it in place. So that's the third option, gluing it in place, and you're not gonna be able to access it once you do that. But you have a few different ways of going about it. Mine fits in nice and snug. I don't think I have to worry about it popping out. Plus, I like the idea of still being able to go in there and access anything, just in case the LEDs pop off or whatnot. But what I can do now is I can go ahead and take my power source, plug it into the bottom here, and now we can go ahead and test this out and see how it looks. So I gotta say, with it plugged in, I think it looks pretty cool. And the great thing about these are, no matter what color your sport team is, these are RGB lights. So it can do red, green, blue, it can do all different colors. Then you can even do like these flashing ones and whatnot. So there's a lot of different options with this. I think it's just kind of like a test for what I might do in the near future, but hopefully you guys liked it. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe for more woodworking videos almost every Tuesday, and I'll see you guys next week.